Imagine you are standing on a beach at night. The waves roll in softly, brushing against the shore with a gentle hush. Above you, the sky stretches out in every direction, filled with more stars than you could ever count. Each tiny point of light feels close enough to touch, yet impossibly far away. You take a deep breath of the cool night air and let your eyes wander across that glittering canvas. It feels like you can see everything. It feels like the whole universe is right there, waiting for you to explore it. But here is a secret that might surprise you. That beautiful sky, with all its countless stars, is only showing you a tiny, tiny piece of what is really out there. Think of it like looking through a keyhole into a massive room. You can see a sliver of what lies beyond, but most of the room remains hidden from view. The universe is so much bigger than anything we can see, so much stranger than anything we can imagine. And tonight, as you settle in and let your body relax, we are going to explore just how much of the cosmos we have actually seen. We are going to journey through the layers of light and darkness, through time itself, to understand why our window into the universe is both magnificent and humble. If you are enjoying this journey so far, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to Cosmic Drift. Your support helps us create more peaceful explorations of the universe, and it means more than you know. Now, let us continue deeper into the mystery. When you look up at the night sky, you are not just seeing space, you are seeing time. This is one of the most beautiful truths about our universe, and it changes everything about how we understand what we observe. Light, for all its speed, does not travel instantly. It moves at a specific pace, about 186,000 miles every single second. That sounds incredibly fast, and it is. Nothing in the universe moves faster. Yet even at that tremendous speed, light still takes time to reach us from distant places. The moon, our closest companion in space, is close enough that its light reaches us in just over a second. When you see the moon hanging in the sky, you are seeing it as it was about 1 1/3 seconds ago. That is hardly any delay at all, but as we look further out, the delays grow longer and longer. The sun, which feels so present and immediate when its warmth touches your skin, is actually about 8 minutes away in light time. Every sunrise you have ever witnessed was really showing you the sun as it appeared 8 minutes before. If the sun suddenly vanished, we would not know for another 8 minutes. We would still feel its warmth, still see its light, completely unaware that it was already gone. This idea can feel strange at first, but it also makes the looking at the sky feel more magical. Every glance upward is a form of time travel. The stars you see are not showing you where they are right now. They are showing you where they were when their light began its journey toward your eyes. Some of those stars might not even exist anymore. They could have exploded or faded away thousands of years ago, but their light is still traveling through space, carrying an image of something that once was. The nearest star beyond our sun is called Proxima Centauri. It sits about 4 light years away from us. That means the light you see from Proxima Centauri left that star 4 years ago. You are looking 4 years into the past every time you spot its faint glow in the night sky. And Proxima Centauri is one of our closest neighbors. Most of the stars you can see with your naked eye are dozens or even hundreds of light years away. Some are thousands. Each one represents a different moment in history, a different snapshot from the cosmic past. This brings us to an important idea, one that shapes everything we know about the universe. There is the universe as it exists right now, in this very moment, and there is the universe as we can see it. These two things are not the same. We are forever limited to observing the past because light needs time to travel. No matter how powerful our telescopes become, no matter how clever our technology grows, we will always be looking at history when we look at the sky. Scientists call the part of the universe we can see the observable universe. It is a sphere of space centered on Earth, stretching outward in every direction to the farthest point from which light has had time to reach us. Everything within that sphere is visible to us, at least in principle. Everything beyond it is hidden, not because it does not exist, but because its light has not had enough time to make the journey. The observable universe is enormous beyond comprehension. It spans about 93 billion light-years from one side to the other. That number is so large that it loses all meaning when we try to picture it. 93 billion light-years. If you could travel at the speed of light, which is impossible for anything with mass, it would still take you 93 billion years to cross from one edge to the other. The fastest spacecraft humanity has ever built would need trillions upon trillions of years to make that same journey. Within this observable bubble, there are hundreds of billions of galaxies. Each galaxy contains hundreds of billions of stars. Many of those stars have planets orbiting them. The sheer number of worlds out there staggers the imagination. There are more stars in the observable universe than grains of sand on every beach on Earth. And yet, as vast as this observable universe is, it might be only a tiny fraction of everything that exists. The whole universe, the complete cosmos beyond our limited view, could be far larger. It might be hundreds of times bigger than what we can see. It might be thousands of times bigger. Some scientists think it could be infinite, stretching on forever in every direction without any edge or boundary. We simply do not know. We cannot know because the light from those distant regions has not reached us and may never reach us. This is the cosmic window we peer through. It is vast by any human standard, filled with more wonders than we could explore in a million lifetimes. But compared to what might lie beyond, it could be as small as a single drop of water in an endless ocean. As you breathe slowly and let your body sink deeper into relaxation, hold this idea gently in your mind. We are looking through a keyhole at infinity. What we see is breathtaking. What we cannot see is beyond measure. Let your breath slow down now. Feel your chest rise and fall in a steady rhythm. The journey we are taking does not require any effort. You can simply rest and listen, letting the words carry you through the cosmos like a leaf floating on a gentle stream. The reason our view has a limit comes down to time itself. The universe is not infinitely old. It had a beginning, a moment, when everything we know came into existence. Scientists call this the Big Bang, and it happened about 13.8 billion years ago. Before that moment, there was no space as we understand it, no time as we experience it, no matter or energy in any form we would recognize. Then, in an instant that defies description, everything began. The Big Bang was not an explosion in the traditional sense. There was no empty space for something to explode into. Instead, space itself began to exist and immediately started expanding. Matter and energy burst forth, filling this new and growing universe with heat and light and the building blocks of everything that would follow. The temperature was unimaginably high, so hot that even atoms could not form. Everything was a dense, blazing fog of particles and radiation. As the universe expanded, it also cooled. Gradually, over hundreds of thousands of years, it became cool enough for the first atoms to come together. These were mostly hydrogen atoms, the simplest kind, with a smaller amount of helium mixed in. But even then, the universe was still filled with a glowing plasma that light could not travel through. Imagine trying to see through a thick fog that covers everything. No matter how hard you look, your vision simply cannot penetrate. Then, about 380,000 years after the Big Bang, something remarkable happened. The universe cooled to a point where electrons could finally settle into orbits around atomic nuclei. The fog cleared. For the first time, light could travel freely through space. Photons that had been bouncing around endlessly were suddenly released, streaming outward in every direction. This moment is called recombination, and it left behind a glow that we can still detect today. That ancient light is known as the cosmic microwave background. It is the oldest light in the universe, the earliest thing we can possibly see. When we look at the cosmic microwave background, we are looking back nearly 13.8 billion years, almost to the very beginning of time itself. It forms a kind of wall around us, a boundary beyond which light could not have traveled. This is the ultimate edge of our observable universe, not because space ends there, but because we cannot see any further back in time. The cosmic microwave background is everywhere. It fills the entire sky, coming at us from every direction. It is incredibly faint now, stretched and cooled by billions of years of cosmic expansion, but sensitive instruments can detect it easily. When you look at static on an old television set, a tiny fraction of that noise comes from this ancient light. You have literally been seeing the afterglow of creation without even realizing it. This wall of light represents what scientists call the particle horizon. It marks the farthest distance from which any particle or photon could have traveled to reach us since the beginning of time. Nothing beyond this horizon is visible to us, because there has not been enough time since the Big Bang for light or any other signal to make the journey. Even if there are stars and galaxies beyond this boundary, their light is still on its way. It has not arrived yet. It might not arrive for billions of years, or it might never arrive at all. The particle horizon is not a physical barrier. There is no wall out there, no edge of space that we would bump into if we could somehow travel far enough. It is purely a limitation of time and the speed of light. Space continues beyond it, possibly forever, but we are blind to what lies there. We know it exists only because the physics tells us it must. The universe did not stop at the edge of our vision. Our vision simply cannot reach any further. This creates a profound sense of humility when we think about our place in the cosmos. Everything we have ever learned about the universe, every discovery, every theory, every photograph from our most powerful telescopes, comes from this one limited bubble of space and time. We have never seen anything from beyond the particle horizon. We have no direct knowledge of what exists out there. We can only guess, using the laws of physics and our best reasoning, that it probably looks similar to what we can see, but we do not know for certain. We may never know. As you lie there, feeling the weight of your body pressing comfortably against whatever surface supports you, consider how remarkable it is that we know any of this at all. For most of human history, people looked at the sky and saw mystery upon mystery, with no way to unravel any of it. Now we understand that we are peering back through time, that there is a horizon of visibility, that the universe had a beginning. This knowledge does not make the cosmos less wondrous. It makes it more so. Every answer reveals deeper questions, and every horizon hints at vast territories we have yet to explore. Let yourself drift a little deeper now. Your breathing is slow and easy. Your muscles are releasing their tension. The universe unfolds around you, patient and eternal, waiting for you to explore it at whatever pace feels right. The cosmic microwave background gives us a baby picture of the universe. It shows us what the cosmos looked like when it was only 380,000 years old, a mere infant compared to its current age of 13.8 billion years. In this image, we see the seeds of everything that would follow. There are tiny fluctuations in the temperature of the ancient light, slight variations that mark regions where matter was just a little bit denser than average. These denser regions would eventually collapse under their own gravity over millions and billions of years. They would form the first stars, the first galaxies, the vast structures that fill the universe today. Looking at the cosmic microwave background is like looking at an ultrasound of a baby that has not yet been born. You can see the shape of what will come, the hints of the person they will become, but so much growth and change lies ahead. The universe in that early image was simple and uniform, a smooth sea of hot gas, with only the faintest ripples disturbing its surface. Today, 13.8 billion years later, those ripples have grown into galaxies containing trillions of stars, into clusters of galaxies spanning hundreds of millions of light years, into a web of cosmic structure more intricate than anything we could have imagined. But here is something curious about that ancient light. When it was first released, it came from a region of space that was much smaller than the observable universe we see today. The universe has been expanding ever since, and that expansion has stretched space itself. The cosmic microwave background has been traveling toward us all this time, but the space through which it travels has been growing. This means the actual distance to the region where that light originated is now about 46 billion light-years away from us, even though the light itself has only been traveling for about 13.8 billion years. This can be confusing at first, so let us think about it gently. Imagine you are walking on a road, but the road keeps stretching as you walk. You take a step forward, but the road in front of you gets longer at the same time. Even if you walk at a constant pace, the road behind you has also stretched, meaning the distance between where you started and where you are now is greater than the number of steps you have taken. This is similar to what happens with light traveling through an expanding universe. The light has traveled for 13.8 billion years, but because space itself has been expanding during that journey, the total distance it has covered is much greater. This expansion of space is not like an explosion pushing things outward. It is more like the surface of a balloon being inflated, or bread dough rising in an oven. The space between objects grows, carrying those objects further apart, even though neither one is moving through space in the traditional sense. Galaxies are not flying away from each other because of some initial push. They are being carried apart by the expansion of the universe itself. And here is where things become even more interesting. The expansion of the universe is accelerating. It is not slowing down over time, as you might expect from gravity pulling everything back together. Instead, some mysterious force is causing the expansion to speed up. Scientists call this force dark energy, and it makes up about 68% of everything in the universe. We do not know what dark energy is. We cannot see it, touch it, or detect it directly. We only know it exists because of the effects it has on the expansion of space. This accelerating expansion has a profound consequence for what we can see. As space stretches faster and faster, distant galaxies are being carried away from us at incredible speeds. Some galaxies are already moving away faster than the speed of light. This sounds impossible, since nothing can travel through space faster than light. But the galaxies are not traveling through space. They are being carried by space itself as it expands. There is no speed limit for the expansion of space, only for objects moving within space. Galaxies that are moving away from us faster than the speed of light are already invisible to us. Their light can never reach us because the space between us is growing faster than the light can cross it. These galaxies have passed beyond what scientists call the cosmic event horizon. They are lost to us forever, not because they have been destroyed, but because no signal from them will ever arrive at Earth. They exist, presumably filled with stars and planets, and perhaps even life. But we will never see them, never detect them, never know anything about them directly. Every second, more galaxies are crossing this horizon. The accelerating expansion is pushing them beyond our reach, one by one. The observable universe is not just limited in size, it is actively shrinking, in a sense. Not shrinking in absolute terms, but shrinking in terms of what we can access. The pool of galaxies we can ever hope to observe is slowly draining away. Imagine watching stars fade from the night sky one by one over billions of years. Each disappearance is silent and gradual, nothing dramatic or violent. The galaxies just slide beyond the horizon and vanish from view, taking all their secrets with them. Eventually, in the far distant future, our local group of galaxies will be all that remains visible. The rest of the universe will have receded beyond our ability to see. The night sky, which today is filled with distant points of light from billions of galaxies, will be dark and empty, except for the stars in our own cosmic neighborhood. This future is so far away that it feels abstract, like a fairy tale about the end of time. Trillions of years will pass before the last distant galaxy fades from view. Civilizations could rise and fall countless times before then. But the fate is sealed. The expansion will continue, and the horizon will keep shrinking, until our descendants, if they exist, will look out at a universe that appears much smaller and lonelier than the one we see today. For now, though, we live in a special time. We can still see the echoes of the Big Bang in the cosmic microwave background. We can still observe galaxies billions of light years away. We can still piece together the history of the universe from beginning to present. This window of cosmic visibility will not last forever, but it is open to us today. What a gift it is to be alive during this age, when the universe is willing to share so many of its secrets. Take a moment to appreciate that. Let a sense of gratitude wash over you, soft and warm like sunlight. You are here, in this brief flicker of cosmic time, able to look out at the universe and understand something of what you see. That understanding is precious. It connects you to the cosmos in a way that few beings in history have experienced. Now let your body sink a little deeper into rest. Your eyelids may feel heavy, and that is perfectly fine. You do not need to keep them open. The universe will still be there when you drift off, and it will still be there when you wake. Let the steady rhythm of your breathing carry you gently forward, like waves carrying a boat toward a distant shore. We have talked about the cosmic microwave background as the farthest light we can see, the ultimate boundary of our visible universe. But there is something important to understand about what lies within that boundary as well. Even in the parts of the universe we can observe, most of what exists is invisible to us. The stars and galaxies we see in photographs, the glowing nebulae and sparkling clusters, represent only a tiny fraction of the total matter and energy in the cosmos. When astronomers first began studying the motions of galaxies, they noticed something strange. The galaxies were spinning too fast. Based on the amount of visible matter they contained, the stars and gas and dust, the galaxies should have been flying apart. They did not have enough mass to hold themselves together with gravity. And yet, there they were, intact and stable, rotating at speeds that should have torn them to pieces. This puzzle led to a startling conclusion. There must be more matter in these galaxies than we can see. A lot more. Something invisible was adding extra gravitational pull, keeping the stars in their orbits and preventing the galaxies from flying apart. Scientists named this mysterious substance dark matter, and it remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in physics. Dark matter does not emit light. It does not absorb light. It does not interact with light in any way we can detect. The only reason we know it exists is because of its gravitational effects on things we can see. It bends the light from distant galaxies, acts as an invisible scaffold that shapes the structure of the universe, and outweighs all the normal matter we know by about 5 to 1. For every pound of atoms in the universe, there are about 5 pounds of dark matter, completely invisible and utterly mysterious. Nobody knows what dark matter is made of. It is not ordinary matter in any form we recognize. It is not planets or stars or black holes, though those were early guesses. Experiments around the world are searching for dark matter particles, hoping to catch one interacting with normal matter in some detectable way. So far, despite decades of effort, no one has succeeded. Dark matter remains invisible, known only by its shadow. This means that when you look at a photograph of a galaxy, you are seeing less than 1/6 of what is actually there. The beautiful spiral arms, the glowing core, the delicate tracery of stars, all of that is just the visible frosting on an invisible cake. The bulk of the galaxy is hidden from view, a vast halo of dark matter surrounding and interpenetrating everything we can see. And dark matter is not the only invisible component of the universe. There is also dark energy, which we mentioned earlier. Dark energy is even more mysterious than dark matter. It does not clump together like matter does. It seems to be a property of space itself, a kind of pressure that pushes the expansion of the universe to accelerate. It makes up about 68% of the total energy content of the cosmos, yet we know almost nothing about what it actually is. Together, dark matter and dark energy account for about 95% of the universe. Only 5% is ordinary matter, the kind of stuff you and I are made of, the kind of stuff stars and planets are made of, the kind of stuff our telescopes can detect. Everything we have ever seen, touched, or measured represents only 1/20th of what exists. The rest is darkness, invisible and silent, filling the cosmos with mysteries we have barely begun to probe. This is a humbling thought. We look out at the universe and feel overwhelmed by its vastness, by the billions of galaxies and trillions of stars. Yet all of that visible splendor is just a thin veneer over something far larger and stranger. The universe we see is not the universe as it truly is. It is a small, bright island floating in an ocean of darkness. But do not let this make you feel small or insignificant. The fact that we have discovered dark matter and dark energy at all is a testament to human curiosity and ingenuity. We cannot see these things directly, but we have found clever ways to infer their existence. We have weighed the invisible, mapped the unseen, and pushed the boundaries of knowledge into realms that our ancestors could never have imagined. That is something to be proud of, something to celebrate, even as we acknowledge how much remains unknown. Let your mind rest easy with this paradox. We know so much, and we know so little. Both are true at the same time. The universe invites us to keep exploring, to keep asking questions, to keep peeling back the layers of mystery. There is no end to the journey, and that is part of its beauty. As your body continues to relax, imagine the universe as a vast web stretching across the darkness. This is not just a poetic image. It is a description of the actual structure of the cosmos on the largest scales. Scientists call it the cosmic web, and it is one of the most astonishing discoveries of modern astronomy. When we zoom out far enough, looking at the universe from a perspective that encompasses billions of light years, we see that galaxies are not scattered randomly through space. They are arranged in patterns, concentrated along filaments and sheets that wind through the void like threads in a tapestry. These filaments connect at nodes where clusters of galaxies gather, dense regions containing thousands of galaxies held together by gravity. Between the filaments lie vast empty spaces called voids, regions where almost nothing exists, stretching for hundreds of millions of light years. The cosmic web is the largest structure in the known universe. It spans the entire observable cosmos, a network of matter that makes even the largest galaxies look like tiny specks. And yet, most of this web is invisible. The filaments themselves are made largely of dark matter, with ordinary matter and galaxies tracing along the densest parts like beads on a string. We see the galaxies, but the true scaffolding that holds everything in place remains hidden. Think of a spiderweb covered in morning dew. The web itself might be hard to see, but the droplets of water clinging to it reveal its shape. Galaxies are like those droplets, making visible the underlying structure of dark matter that would otherwise be completely undetectable. Without the galaxies to trace the pattern, we would have no way of knowing the cosmic web existed at all. This web began forming very early in the history of the universe. Those tiny ripples in the cosmic microwave background, the slight variations in temperature and density, were the seeds from which everything grew. Over billions of years, gravity pulled matter toward the denser regions, causing them to grow larger, while the emptier regions became even emptier. The contrast increased over time, like valleys deepening and mountains rising on a planetary surface. Eventually, the first filaments emerged, then the first nodes, then the first galaxies within those nodes. The process is still happening today. Matter continues to flow along the filaments, feeding the clusters at the nodes, while the voids grow ever more empty. The cosmic web is alive with motion, a dynamic structure that evolved from near uniformity into breathtaking complexity over 13.8 billion years. When you look at the night sky, you are seeing a tiny piece of this web from the inside, one small node in an incomprehensibly vast network. Our own Milky Way galaxy is part of a relatively modest structure called the local group. This is a collection of about 80 galaxies bound together by gravity, including the Milky Way, the Andromeda Galaxy, and dozens of smaller companions. The local group is connected to larger structures, which are themselves part of even larger superclusters. Our local supercluster is called Laniakea, a Hawaiian word meaning immense heaven, and it contains about 100,000 galaxies spread across 500 million light years. Even Laniakea is just one small part of the cosmic web. There are countless other superclusters, countless other filaments, countless other nodes scattered across the observable universe. And beyond the observable universe, the web presumably continues, stretching on into regions we will never see. Take a slow, deep breath and let this image settle in your mind. You are part of a web that spans the cosmos, connected through gravity and light to structures so vast they defy comprehension. The atoms in your body were forged in stars that lived and died in this web. The light you see from distant galaxies has traveled along the filaments of this web. You are not separate from the universe. You are woven into its very fabric. Let that thought be a comfort as you rest. You belong here, in this cosmos, in this web of light and darkness. Whatever struggles or worries you carry, they are small compared to the vast, patient structure that holds you. The universe has been here for billions of years before you, and it will continue for billions of years after. You are a brief but precious part of its story. Now let us turn our attention back to our own small corner of this immense web. The Milky Way, our home galaxy, is a spiral galaxy about 100,000 light-years across. It contains somewhere between 100 billion and 400 billion stars, along with vast quantities of gas and dust and dark matter. Our Sun is just one of these stars, located about 26,000 light-years from the galactic center, out in one of the spiral arms. From our position within the galaxy, we cannot see the Milky Way from the outside. We can only see it edge on, a band of light stretching across the night sky. That hazy ribbon of light is actually the combined glow of billions of stars too faint and distant to see individually. When you look at the Milky Way on a clear, dark night, you are looking toward the dense center of our galaxy, where stars are packed more closely together than anywhere else in our cosmic neighborhood. The center of the Milky Way is hidden from view by thick clouds of gas and dust that block visible light. But astronomers have used other forms of light, like radio waves and infrared, to peer through the veil. What they found is remarkable. At the very heart of our galaxy sits a supermassive black hole, a gravitational monster with a mass of about 4 million suns. Stars orbit this black hole at tremendous speeds, pulled by its immense gravity, some of them completing their orbits in just a few years. This black hole, called Sagittarius A star, is quiet most of the time. Unlike some black holes in other galaxies, it is not actively devouring large amounts of matter right now. But it is there, lurking at the center of everything, shaping the orbits of nearby stars with its invisible pull. In the far future, it may grow larger, swallowing more material as galaxies collide and merge. For now, it sleeps, a silent giant at the heart of our home. The Milky Way is not alone in our local neighborhood. The Andromeda Galaxy, also known as Messier 31, is the nearest large galaxy to our own. It sits about 2.5 million light-years away, close enough that you can see it with the naked eye on a clear night as a faint smudge of light. When you look at Andromeda, you are seeing light that left that galaxy 2.5 million years ago, back when our ancestors were just beginning to walk upright on the African plains. Andromeda is slightly larger than the Milky Way, containing about 1 trillion stars, and it is heading straight toward us. The two galaxies are approaching each other at about 250,000 miles per hour, drawn together by gravity. In about 4 to 5 billion years, the Milky Way and Andromeda will collide and begin to merge. This process will take hundreds of millions of years, eventually resulting in a single, larger elliptical galaxy that some astronomers have nicknamed Milkomeda. A galactic collision might sound violent and catastrophic, but the reality is gentler than you might expect. Galaxies are mostly empty space. The distances between stars are so vast that when two galaxies merge, almost no stars actually collide with each other. Instead, the galaxies pass through each other like ghosts, their stars mingling and their shapes distorting under gravitational tides. New waves of star formation might be triggered as gas clouds compress and collapse. The night sky would change dramatically over millions of years, but any observers living through the merger would experience it as a slow, majestic dance, rather than a sudden catastrophe. We will not be here to see it, of course. By the time the merger begins, our sun will be nearing the end of its life, swelling into a red giant that may engulf the inner planets. but imagining that future collision can fill us with wonder rather than fear. The universe is always changing, always evolving, always creating something new from what came before. The merger of our galaxy with Andromeda is just another chapter in an endless story. For now, we live in a relatively calm period in our galactic neighborhood. The Milky Way spins slowly, completing one rotation every 230 million years or so. Stars are born in the spiral arms, live out their lives over millions or billions of years, and die in various ways depending on their size. Small stars like our Sun fade gently into white dwarfs. Larger stars explode as supernovae, scattering heavy elements across space that will eventually form new stars and planets. The cycle continues, has continued for billions of years, and will continue for billions more. This is the local context for our exploration of the observable universe. We sit in one small galaxy, among billions of galaxies, connected to a cosmic web that spans everything we can see. From this humble vantage point, we look outward and wonder what lies beyond. Let your eyes close if they have not already. Let the darkness behind your eyelids become a canvas for your imagination. Picture yourself floating peacefully in space, surrounded by the soft glow of distant stars. There is no cold here, no vacuum, no danger, just warmth and comfort, and the endless beauty of the cosmos stretching out in every direction. We've explored the idea that our view of the universe is limited. We have talked about the particle horizon, the cosmic microwave background, the accelerating expansion that is carrying galaxies beyond our reach. We have discussed dark matter and dark energy, the invisible components that make up most of what exists. We have seen the cosmic web and our place within it. Now let us go deeper into the mystery of what lies beyond. When scientists think about what might exist past the observable universe, they are engaging in a form of educated speculation. We cannot see beyond the horizon directly. We cannot send probes there. We cannot receive any signals from that region. All we can do is use the laws of physics, combined with observations of the universe we can see, to make reasonable guesses about what might be out there. The simplest assumption is that the universe beyond our horizon looks very much like the universe within it. The same laws of physics apply everywhere, as far as we can tell. The same types of galaxies, stars, and planets exist throughout the cosmos. There is no reason to think that our observable bubble is special or unusual. If we could somehow teleport to a galaxy at the edge of our observable universe and look outward from there, we would presumably see another 93 billion light-years of space in every direction, filled with the same kinds of structures we see from here. This assumption is called the cosmological principle. It states that the universe is homogeneous and isotropic on large scales, meaning that it looks roughly the same in every direction and from every location. The observable universe is just one patch of a much larger whole, and all the patches are statistically similar. If this is true, then what lies beyond our horizon is simply more of the same, an endless continuation of galaxies and voids and filaments stretching far beyond what we can see. But how much more? This is where things get speculative. Some cosmological models suggest that the whole universe is a few times larger than the observable universe. Others suggest it could be vastly larger, perhaps a trillion times bigger or more. And some models, particularly those arising from the theory of cosmic inflation, suggest that the universe might be truly infinite. Cosmic inflation is a theory about what happened in the first tiny fraction of a second after the Big Bang. According to this theory, the universe underwent a period of incredibly rapid expansion, far faster than the normal expansion we observe today. In less than a trillionth of a trillionth of a trillionth of a second, a region of space smaller than an atom expanded to become larger than the entire observable universe. This inflationary burst smoothed out irregularities and set the stage for the structures we see today. One consequence of inflation is that it can produce an extremely large, possibly infinite universe. During the inflationary period, space was expanding so fast that different regions quickly became too far apart to ever communicate with each other. These regions would evolve independently, each becoming a separate observable universe from the perspective of any beings living within them. Our observable universe, vast as it is, might be just one bubble in an endless sea of bubbles, each one isolated from the others by the expansion of space. This is sometimes called the multiverse hypothesis, though it differs from some other versions of multiverse theories. In this picture, there is not a collection of alternate realities with different laws of physics. There is just one reality, one set of physical laws, but an enormous or infinite amount of space containing countless regions that will never interact with each other. Each region has its own observable universe, its own cosmic horizon, its own civilizations, perhaps wondering what lies beyond their view. If the universe is truly infinite, then something remarkable follows. In an infinite universe with finite physical laws, every possible arrangement of matter that can exist will exist somewhere. This includes exact copies of you, reading these words on a planet identical to Earth, orbiting a star identical to the Sun. Such duplicates would be unimaginably far apart, separated by distances that dwarf the observable universe, but they would exist in principle. The same laws of physics, the same initial conditions, playing out in the same way over and over again across infinite space. This is a dizzying thought, one that challenges our sense of uniqueness and identity, but it also has a strange kind of comfort to it. If you exist infinitely many times in an infinite universe, then in some sense, you can never truly cease to exist. Some version of you is always out there, living some version of your life under the same stars in the same kind of galaxy. The story never really ends. It just plays out again and again, forever. Of course, we do not know if the universe is infinite. We may never know. The question might be scientifically unanswerable, at least with the tools and observations available to us. But contemplating infinity can be a form of meditation, a way of stretching the mind beyond its usual limits. Let the idea wash over you without trying to grasp it fully. Some things are too large to hold. We can only brush against them and feel their immensity. Take another slow breath. Feel the air filling your lungs, then leaving them gently. You are here in this moment, in this body, in this tiny corner of the cosmos. Whether the universe is finite or infinite, you are real. Your experience is real. The wonder you feel is real. That is enough. That is more than enough. There are other theories about what might lie beyond our observable universe, some of them even stranger than the idea of infinity. Some physicists have speculated about bubble universes with different physical constants, realms where the strength of gravity or the mass of electrons might be different from what we know. In such places, the chemistry of life as we know it might be impossible. Stars might not form. Atoms might not hold together. These hypothetical regions would be as alien to us as anything we can imagine. The idea of varying physical constants arises from theories about how the fundamental forces of nature might have settled into their current values. During the early moments of the universe, when temperatures and energies were unimaginably high, the forces might have been unified into a single super force. As the universe cooled, this superforce split apart, like water freezing into distinct ice crystals. The exact way it split might have been random, meaning that different regions of space could have ended up with different values for the fundamental constants. If this is true, then the universe we see might be just one of many possible outcomes, a realm where the constants happen to take values compatible with the existence of atoms, stars, planets, and life. Other regions might be sterile, devoid of any structure we would recognize. We would never know they exist because we could never observe them, but they might be out there, vast dead zones stretching endlessly alongside our more fortunate bubble. This kind of thinking leads to what some philosophers call the anthropic principle. It observes that the universe we see must be compatible with the existence of observers, because otherwise there would be no one to see it. This sounds tautological, but it has real implications. If the physical constants were slightly different, we would not exist to notice. The fact that we are here to ask questions about the universe tells us something about what kind of universe we must be living in. Some scientists find the anthropic principle unsatisfying because it does not really explain why the constants have the values they do. It just notes that they must have values compatible with our existence. But others find it a reasonable framework for thinking about our place in the cosmos. We are not random accidents in a random universe. We are the universe observing itself, asking questions about its own nature, and any universe capable of producing such observers must have certain properties. This is a gentle way to think about our existence. We are not insignificant specks in an uncaring void. We are part of the very fabric of the cosmos, expressions of its laws and structures. The universe became conscious through us. Through our eyes it sees itself. Through our minds, it wonders at its own vastness. This is a profound connection, one that gives meaning to our brief existence. Let that idea settle into your heart as you rest. You are not separate from the stars. You are made of them, and through you, they think and feel and wonder. This is not mysticism, it is physics. The atoms in your body were forged in the cores of massive stars that exploded billions of years ago. The iron in your blood, the calcium in your bones, the oxygen you breathe, all of it came from stellar furnaces scattered across the galaxy. You are literally made of stardust, and the stardust has become aware. The connection between ourselves and the cosmos is not just poetic. It is deeply, physically true. Every element heavier than hydrogen and helium was created inside stars. The first generation of stars, born from the primordial hydrogen and helium left over from the Big Bang, burned bright and fast. They fused lighter elements into heavier ones in their cores, building up layer after layer of new atoms. Carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, silicon, iron. The periodic table was written in stellar furnaces over billions of years. When massive stars reach the end of their lives, they explode as supernovae. These explosions are some of the most violent events in the universe, releasing more energy in a few seconds than our sun will produce in its entire lifetime. During a supernova, the temperatures and pressures become so extreme that elements heavier than iron can form: gold, silver, platinum, uranium. All of these precious and useful atoms are forged in the death throes of giant stars, then scattered across space by the explosion. The debris from supernovae mixes with the gas and dust floating between the stars. Over millions of years, this enriched material gathers into new clouds, which eventually collapse under gravity to form new stars and planets. Each generation of stars leaves the universe a little richer in heavy elements than before. Our solar system formed about 4.5 billion years ago from such an enriched cloud, The Earth, and everything on it, contains atoms that pass through multiple generations of stars before arriving here. You are literally made of recycled star stuff. The iron atoms carrying oxygen through your bloodstream right now were once inside a star that lived and died before our sun was born. The carbon atoms forming the structure of your cells were fused in a stellar core millions or billions of years ago. Every breath you take contains atoms that have journeyed across the galaxy. Atoms that have been part of countless other structures before finding their way into your lungs. This gives a new meaning to our exploration of the observable universe. When we look at distant galaxies and ancient light, we are looking at our own ancestry. The stars that shine in those faraway places are doing the same work that created us, fusing hydrogen into helium, building heavier elements, seeding their galaxies with the ingredients for worlds and life. We are connected to them not just by light, but by matter, by a shared heritage that stretches back to the beginning of time. The universe is not something out there, separate from us. We are part of it. We grew out of it. We are made of its substance and governed by its laws. When we wonder about the cosmos, we are the cosmos wondering about itself. This is perhaps the most remarkable thing about human consciousness. Through us, the universe has developed the ability to contemplate its own existence. Let this thought be a companion as you continue to relax. You are not small. You are connected to everything. The same forces that shape galaxies and ignite stars are at work in your body right now, holding your atoms together, keeping your heart beating, allowing your neurons to fire. You are a piece of the universe that has learned to think. As we move through this exploration, let us return to the question that gives this journey its title. How much of the universe have we actually seen? The answer is both astonishing and humbling. We have seen more than any generation before us, thanks to telescopes that can detect light from billions of light years away. We have mapped the cosmic microwave background, peered into the hearts of distant galaxies, and observed the expansion of the universe in detail. In some sense, we have seen an enormous amount. But in another sense, we have seen almost nothing. The observable universe, vast as it is, may be an infinitesimally small portion of the whole. And even within the observable universe, 95% of everything is invisible to us, hidden in the form of dark matter and dark energy. We have seen the bright surface of things while the depths remain shrouded in darkness. Consider this perspective. Imagine the observable universe as a single grain of sand. If the whole universe is a few times larger than what we can see, then the whole universe might be represented by a small handful of sand. But if the universe is infinite, then that grain of sand represents everything we can know, while the beach, the ocean floor, and the crust of the entire Earth are beyond our reach. We cannot even begin to comprehend the ratio of what we see to what exists. This should not make us feel despair. It should fill us with awe. We have been given a window, however small, into the grandest structures and deepest mysteries of existence. What we can see is beautiful beyond words. What we cannot see reminds us that there is always more to discover, always more to wonder about, always more to humble our assumptions and expand our horizons. The history of human knowledge has been a story of expanding horizons. Our ancestors thought the Earth was the center of the universe, with everything revolving around us. Then we learned that the Earth orbits the Sun, one planet among several. Then we learned that the Sun is one star among billions in the Milky Way. Then we learned that the Milky Way is one galaxy among billions in the observable universe. And now we learn that the observable universe may be one bubble among countless bubbles in an infinite or nearly infinite cosmos. Each step in this journey has made us seem smaller, but it has also revealed a universe more magnificent than we could have imagined. We have traded a cozy geocentric world for a cosmos of staggering beauty and complexity. The trade has been worth it. Wonder is better than ignorance. Humility in the face of the infinite is better than false certainty about our importance. And here is another thought to carry with you. The fact that we can know any of this at all is itself remarkable. We are talking apes on a small rock orbiting an ordinary star in an unremarkable galaxy. And yet we have figured out the age of the universe, the structure of atoms, the history of stars, and the shape of space-time. We have built instruments that can detect light from the edge of the observable universe and gravitational waves from colliding black holes. We have decoded the language of the cosmos. This is not because humans are the purpose of the universe. We are almost certainly not. But it does suggest that the universe, by its nature, allows complexity to arise. It allows matter to organize itself into forms capable of understanding. It is a universe friendly to minds, at least in some places and at some times. Whatever lies beyond our view, we know that at least one corner of existence has produced beings who can ask deep questions and feel profound wonder. That is worth celebrating. Let your body continue to release its tensions. Feel your shoulders dropping slightly, your jaw unclenching, your hands resting open and relaxed. The information we are exploring does not require any effort from you. It flows over. You like water, like starlight, gentle and unhurried. You can absorb what resonates and let the rest drift past. There is no test at the end. There is only the journey. Now let us think about what the future holds for our view of the universe. We have said that the accelerating expansion is carrying galaxies beyond our cosmic horizon, slowly shrinking the pool of what we can observe. But this process takes billions and trillions of years. On human time scales, the sky will not change noticeably. We have time, immense amounts of time to continue our exploration. In the coming decades and centuries, our telescopes will grow more powerful. We will see farther and more clearly than ever before. The James Webb Space Telescope has already begun revealing details of the early universe that were invisible to previous instruments. Future telescopes, both in space and on the ground, will push even further. We will learn more about the first stars and galaxies, about the nature of dark matter and dark energy, about the geometry of the universe on the largest scales. We may discover things that completely transform our understanding. The history of science is full of surprises. Theories that seemed complete were overthrown by new observations. Phenomena that seemed impossible were revealed to be real. We should expect more surprises in the future, perhaps discoveries that we cannot even imagine right now. Imagine astronomers 1,000 years from now, with technology we can barely dream of. What will they know about the universe? What mysteries that baffle us will seem obvious to them? And what new mysteries will they confront? Questions that we have not yet learned to ask? Or imagine beings 1 billion years from now, if any descendants of life on Earth survive that long. The night sky will have changed. The Milky Way and Andromeda will have merged into a single galaxy. Many of the stars visible today will have died. New stars will have been born. The cosmic microwave background will have faded and redshifted even further. Some distant galaxies will have slipped beyond the horizon forever. These future observers will have their own view of the cosmos, different from ours, but still bounded, still limited, still revealing only a fraction of what exists. They will face the same fundamental mystery we face. What lies beyond? How much is there? Why is there anything at all? These questions may never be answered. They may be unanswerable in principle, not because we are not clever enough, but because the universe has built-in limits to what can be known. And that is okay. The value of asking questions is not always in finding answers. Sometimes the value is in the asking itself, in the expansion of wonder, in the reminder that existence is deeper than we can fathom. Let your breath flow naturally, easy and rhythmic. Feel the gentle weight of your body against the surface supporting you. The universe is asking questions through you right now, and you are asking questions of the universe. This dialogue is precious. It is one of the highest expressions of what matter can do when organized just right. As we approach the final portion of our journey, let us shift our focus from the scientific to the personal. What does it mean for you here in this moment that the universe is so vast and our view of it so limited? How might this knowledge change the way you feel about your life, your worries, your hopes? Some people find the vastness of the cosmos frightening. They feel lost in the immensity, insignificant against the backdrop of 100 billion galaxies. If you sometimes feel this way, you are not alone. It is a natural response to confronting something so much larger than ourselves. But there is another way to see it. The universe is not hostile to you. It is not indifferent in any malicious sense. It simply is, vast and beautiful and strange. And within this vastness, you have been given the gift of awareness. You can see beauty. You can feel wonder. You can love and be loved. These experiences are real and precious, regardless of the scale of the cosmos. A single flower is not diminished by the existence of a forest. A single song is not made meaningless by the existence of all music ever written. Your life, your experiences, your joys and sorrows are not made less real or less important by the existence of billions of galaxies. They are made more remarkable. That such things can exist at all in a universe of such scope and complexity is itself a kind of miracle. The ancient light reaching us from distant galaxies has no one to admire it until it falls upon eyes that can see. The cosmic web has no one to marvel at its intricate structure until minds arise that can comprehend it. You are one of those minds. You are the universe becoming aware of itself, waking up, looking around, and feeling astonished. This is not nothing. This is everything. When you feel small or lost, remember that smallness is relative. You are small compared to a galaxy, but a galaxy is small compared to the observable universe, and the observable universe may be small compared to all that exists. At every scale, there is something larger. This is not a reason for despair. It is a reminder that comparison is not the measure of worth. Your life has value not because of how much space you occupy, but because of what you experience and what you contribute. The connections you make with other beings, the kindness you show, the beauty you create or appreciate, the understanding you seek. These things matter. They matter here, in this corner of the cosmos, in this brief flicker of time you have been given. And when your time is done, as it will be for all living things, the atoms that made you will continue. They will disperse and recombine, becoming part of other structures, perhaps other lives. The carbon in your body might one day be part of a flower or a bird. The iron might find its way into another star. You are a temporary arrangement of ancient matter, and when the arrangement changes, the matter remains, embarking on new adventures. In a sense, you have always existed and will always exist. The atoms were here before you were born and will be here after you are gone. What changes is the pattern, the organization, the particular spark of consciousness that is you. That spark will flicker out, but sparks have been flickering in and out for billions of years, all across the cosmos, all part of the same great story. Let this thought bring you peace as you rest. You are part of something vast and ancient and ongoing. Your life is a brief chapter in a story that has been unfolding since the beginning of time and will continue long after you are gone. But it is your chapter, and it matters. You get to experience this. You get to wonder at it. That is more than most matter ever achieves. The night sky you imagined at the beginning of this journey is still there, stretching out above you. The stars still shine, the galaxies still spin. The cosmic microwave background still glows faintly at the edge of vision. Nothing has changed in the universe during the time we have spent together. But perhaps something has changed in you. Perhaps you feel a little more connected, a little more peaceful, a little more aware of the beauty surrounding you at every moment. The observable universe is often compared to a sphere surrounding us, with Earth at its center. But this center is not special. Any observer anywhere in the cosmos would see a similar sphere centered on their location. The universe has no true center, no preferred vantage point. Everywhere is the middle of everything. This is one of the deep truths revealed by modern cosmology, and it carries a philosophical weight that can change how we see ourselves. If you were standing on a planet in a galaxy billions of light years away, the observable universe you would see would be different from ours. Some of the galaxies visible to us would be beyond your horizon, and some galaxies beyond our horizon would be visible to you. But the size of the sphere would be the same, the age of the light would be the same, and the basic features would be similar. Every point in the cosmos is equally the center of its own observable universe. This means there is no cosmic hierarchy with us at the top or the bottom. There is no special throne we have been given, no privileged position we occupy. We are simply here, in one location among infinitely many possible locations, seeing what can be seen from this particular vantage point. The view is spectacular, but it is no more or less spectacular than the view from anywhere else. Some might find this deflating, but consider what it really means. No matter where you are in the universe, you have access to wonder. No matter where you stand, you can look up and see the history of the cosmos written in light. No matter how remote or isolated your location, you are surrounded by mystery and beauty. The universe does not play favorites. It offers itself equally to all observers. This is a kind of cosmic democracy, a fairness built into the structure of space-time. The light that reaches us is the same kind of light that reaches every other point in the cosmos. The laws of physics that govern our corner of the universe are the same laws governing every other corner. We are part of a universal community, connected to all other observers by shared rules and shared mysteries. As you rest and let your body grow heavier, imagine other beings out there, scattered across the galaxies, looking at their own night skies. Perhaps they are wondering the same things we wonder. How big is the universe? What lies beyond the horizon? Are we alone? We may never communicate with them directly. The distances are too vast, the light speed limit too strict. But we are kindred spirits in a very real sense. We are all children of the same cosmos, all made of the same star stuff, all peering through keyholes at the same vast room. This thought can be a comfort during lonely moments. Even if we never meet another intelligent species, even if Earth is the only place in the observable universe where minds have arisen, we are still part of something immense. The loneliness we might feel is not absolute. It is the loneliness of a single flower blooming in a vast meadow, unaware of the other flowers but still connected to the same soil, the same sun, the same seasons. And if other minds do exist out there, as seems likely given the sheer number of stars and planets, then the cosmos is even richer than we know. Every civilization that has ever looked up at the stars has added something to the universe, a new perspective, a new way of understanding, a new set of questions. Even if those perspectives are forever separated by impossible distances, they exist. They matter. They contribute to the fullness of what the cosmos contains. Let your mind drift for a moment to these imagined beings. Picture them in whatever form seems right to you. Perhaps they look nothing like us, shaped by alien environments and different evolutionary pressures. Perhaps they have senses we cannot imagine, perceiving aspects of reality forever hidden from human awareness. Perhaps they have been asking questions about the universe for millions of years longer than we have, or perhaps they are just beginning their journey of discovery. Whatever they are like, they share something fundamental with us. They exist within the same universe, bound by the same laws, looking out at the same kind of horizon. They are our cosmic cousins, even if we never meet them. And the fact that the universe can produce such diversity, such scattered points of awareness, is itself a source of wonder. Now let us return to our own experience here on this small blue world. The Earth floats in space like a jewel, wrapped in a thin layer of atmosphere that makes life possible. From the perspective of the cosmos, our planet is almost invisibly small, yet from our perspective, it is everything. It is home. It is the stage on which all of human history has played out. Every work of art ever created exists on this tiny dot. Every scientific discovery, every act of love, every moment of joy or sorrow, every war and every peace, every birth and every death, all of it has happened here, on a rock smaller than a grain of sand compared to the observable universe. This contrast can be dizzying when you really think about it, but it also highlights something important. Scale is not the same as significance. The largest structures in the universe, the filaments and voids of the cosmic web, are impressive in their size but simple in their composition. They are just matter and gravity playing out over vast distances. Life, on the other hand, is incredibly complex, a dense tangle of chemistry and information that has emerged only under very special conditions. As far as we know, life is rare. Minds are rarer still. If the universe is judged not by size but by complexity, Earth is extraordinary. It is a place where matter has organized itself into forms that can think, feel, create, and wonder. The cosmic web may stretch across billions of light years, but it has no stories, no music, no love. Earth has all of these things, packed into a tiny sphere of rock and water. In a very real sense, our little planet punches far above its weight. This is not to say that humans are the purpose of the universe. We almost certainly are not. The cosmos was not designed to produce us, and it will continue long after we are gone. But we are here now, and while we are here, we add something to the universe that would otherwise be missing. Our presence makes the cosmos more interesting, more varied, more alive. When you look at it this way, the question of how much of the universe we have seen takes on a different flavor. We have seen a tiny fraction of the total space that exists. We have seen only the visible portion of what fills that space. We have seen only the recent history of a cosmos that may continue for trillions upon trillions of years. In terms of quantity, we have seen almost nothing. But in terms of quality, we have seen something remarkable. We have seen enough to know that beauty exists on cosmic scales. We have seen enough to know, too, that matter can become conscious, and that consciousness can reach out across billions of light years with light and mathematics. We have seen enough to feel wonder, and wonder is not nothing. Wonder may be one of the highest achievements of the universe. Let your breathing slow even further now. Each breath is a gentle wave, coming and going, requiring no effort. The universe breathes too, in a sense, expanding and evolving, changing from moment to moment across scales of time we can barely imagine. You are synchronized with the cosmos in this rhythm. Your breath is part of the great pattern. There is a concept in Eastern philosophy called the interconnectedness of all things. It suggests that nothing exists in isolation, that everything is connected to everything else in a vast web of relationships. Modern science has confirmed this in ways the ancient philosophers could not have anticipated. Every atom in your body was forged in a star. Every photon that reaches your eye has traveled through the cosmic web. Every force that holds you together is the same force that holds galaxies together. You are not separate from the universe. You are a local concentration of the universe, a place where cosmic processes have temporarily gathered into a pattern complex enough to ask questions about itself. When you wonder about the stars, the universe is wondering about itself through you. When you feel awe at the scale of the cosmos is feeling awe at its own vastness through you. This is not mysticism. It is simply a description of what is happening. The atoms in your brain are obeying the same laws of physics that govern the cause of stars and the collisions of galaxies. The electrochemical signals that produce your thoughts are manifestations of the same electromagnetic force that lights up nebulae and powers quasars. There is no boundary between you and the universe. There is just the universe in countless forms, and one of those forms is you. Take comfort in this unity. Whatever challenges you face, you are never truly alone. The cosmos is with you, within you, expressing itself through you. The struggles you experience are the struggles of matter trying to organize itself against entropy. The joys you feel are the joys of complexity briefly winning against the tendency toward disorder. You are part of something ancient and ongoing, and your participation matters. Let us now turn to the final themes of our journey, the long view of cosmic time and what it means for our fleeting lives. The universe we see today is about 13.8 billion years old. That sounds like an immense span of time, and it is by human standards. If you compress the history of the universe into a single year, with the Big Bang at midnight on January 1st and the present moment at midnight on December 31st, all of human history would fit into the last few seconds before midnight. The pyramids were built about 1 second ago on this scale. The first humans appeared about 30 seconds ago. All of recorded history is a blink of an eye. But compared to the future, even 13.8 billion years is just the beginning. The universe is expected to continue existing for trillions upon trillions of years, far longer than it has already existed. Stars will keep forming for another 100 trillion years, give or take. After that, the remaining stars will slowly burn out, leaving a cosmos filled with dead stellar remnants, white dwarfs, and neutron stars and black holes. Even then, the universe will not end. The dead remnants will slowly disperse, their matter gradually spreading out and cooling. Black holes will evaporate over unimaginable timescales, emitting faint radiation until they finally disappear. Eventually, if the universe continues expanding forever, it will reach a state of maximum entropy, a condition sometimes called heat death, where no work can be done and no structures can exist. But this end state is so far in the future that it is essentially infinity from our perspective. This long view can make our lives seem even more fleeting and insignificant. What do a few decades matter against trillions of years? What do our hopes and fears matter against the slow cooling of the cosmos? But consider another perspective. The value of a moment is not determined by how long it lasts. A beautiful sunset is not less beautiful because it lasts only a few minutes. A profound thought is not less profound because it occurs in a single instant. A life well lived is not less meaningful because it spans only decades in a universe of eons. We are here now. That is what matters. The future stretching out ahead of us is not something we will experience. Our experience is now, in this present moment, in this brief window of time we have been given. The universe will continue without us. But right now, we are part of it. We are the universe, experiencing itself, and that experience has value regardless of duration. The ancient philosophers understood this. They spoke of living in the present moment, of finding eternity in the here and now. Modern physics supports this wisdom in unexpected ways. According to some interpretations of relativity, the past and future exist just as surely as the present. Time is not flowing from past to future. It simply is. The moment you are experiencing right now is as real and as permanent as any other moment in the history of the cosmos. This means that your life, brief as it is woven into the fabric of space-time forever. The experiences you have are not erased when they end. They remain part of the structure of reality, preserved in the block of existence that is the universe. You do not vanish when you die. You simply stop extending further along the time dimension. But everything you were, everything you did, everything you experienced remains real and present in the eternal now of space-time. This is a comforting thought, at least for some. It suggests that nothing is truly lost, that every moment of beauty or love or understanding is preserved forever. The universe does not forget. It holds everything within itself, like a book that contains every story ever written. Let this thought ease any fears you might carry about the passage of time. You are not falling through existence towards some final void. You are expanding through existence, adding new experiences, new moments, new depth to the reality you occupy. And all of those moments remain, written into the structure of space-time, part of the permanent record of the cosmos. Breathe deeply and let your body settle even more. The room around you fades slightly in your awareness. The sounds of the everyday world grow softer. You are entering a deeper state of relaxation, a place where time moves slowly and thoughts float gently like clouds. As we continue our gentle exploration, let us consider the strange and wonderful fact that time itself behaves differently, depending on your circumstances. This is one of the most counterintuitive discoveries of modern physics, and it reveals just how strange the universe truly is. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is not absolute. It does not flow at the same rate for everyone. Instead, time is flexible, stretching and compressing depending on your speed and the strength of gravity around you. The faster you travel through space, the slower you travel through time. The stronger the gravitational field you find yourself in, the slower time passes for you compared to someone far from any massive object. This sounds like science fiction, but it has been confirmed by countless experiments. Clocks on airplanes run slightly slower than clocks on the ground. Clocks on satellites must be constantly adjusted to account for the time difference caused by their speed and their distance from Earth's gravitational pull. If you could travel close to the speed of light and then return to Earth, you would find that centuries had passed while only years went by for you. This means that time in the universe is not marching forward uniformly like a cosmic metronome. Different parts of the cosmos experience time differently. Near a black hole, time slows to a crawl. Far from any matter, time flows more quickly. The universe is a patchwork of different time rates, all woven together into the fabric of space-time. For us, living here on Earth's surface at human speeds, these effects are too small to notice in daily life. Our clocks and our bodies experience time in very similar ways. But the effects are real, and they remind us that our experience of time is just one perspective among many possible perspectives. This has implications for how we think about the observable universe. When we say that the light from a distant galaxy has been traveling for 10 billion years, we mean 10 billion years as measured by our clocks here on Earth. From the perspective of that light itself, if we could somehow ask it, no time has passed at all. Light travels at the speed of light, which means that, from light's perspective, departure and arrival happen simultaneously. The photon that left a distant galaxy 10 billion years ago did not experience any duration between leaving and arriving. For it, the journey was instantaneous. This is a strange thought to hold, but it adds another layer to our appreciation of the cosmos. The light connecting us to distant galaxies is not just information traveling through space. It is a bridge across time, a connection that is experienced differently depending on your perspective. From our point of view, we see ancient history. From the light's point of view, everything is happening at once. Perhaps this is why looking at the stars can feel so timeless. The light does not carry the weight of billions of years. It arrives fresh and immediate, as if the distant star is right next door. The vastness of cosmic time is something we infer, not something we directly perceive. What we perceive is simply light, and light exists in a kind of eternal present. Let this idea wash over you gently. The light from distant stars is reaching you right now, in this very moment. It does not matter that it left its source millions or billions of years ago. The experience of receiving it is now. The beauty is now. The wonder is now. You and those ancient stars are connected in a present moment that transcends the distances and durations that separate you. This is the magic of light. It binds the universe together across space and time. Without light, we would be isolated, unable to know anything about the cosmos beyond our immediate surroundings. With light, we can reach out to the farthest edges of the observable universe and learn about events that happened billions of years before Earth existed. Light is our messenger, our window, our connection to everything. The human eye is exquisitely sensitive to light. It can detect just a handful of photons under the right conditions. When you look at a faint star on a dark night, you are detecting light that has traveled unimaginable distances to reach you, and your eye is catching just a tiny portion of the photons that made the journey. Those few photons are enough to tell your brain that something is out there, something shining in the darkness. Our telescopes extend this sensitivity far beyond what the naked eye can achieve. They gather light over hours or days, building up images of objects so faint they would be forever invisible without technological help. They see in wavelengths of light our eyes cannot detect, from radio waves longer than buildings to gamma rays shorter than atoms. Each wavelength reveals different aspects of the cosmos, different temperatures, different processes, different stories written in the electromagnetic spectrum. Together, our eyes and our instruments have shown us a universe of unimaginable richness. We have seen nurseries where new stars are being born, vast clouds of gas and dust illuminated from within by the young suns taking shape. We have seen the remnants of dead stars, supernovae that exploded thousands of years ago, their debris still expanding outward in glowing shells. We have seen galaxies in every stage of their lives, from young and chaotic to old and settled, from isolated wanderers to densely packed clusters. We have seen things that should not exist according to common sense, but which the universe insists are real. Black holes, regions of space-time so warped that nothing can escape, not even light. Neutron stars, objects with the mass of the sun compressed into a sphere a dozen miles across, where a teaspoon of matter weighs billions of tons. Quasars, distant galaxies whose central black holes are devouring so much matter that they outshine everything else in the cosmos. Each of these discoveries has expanded our sense of what is possible. The universe is more creative than we could have imagined. It produces phenomena that stretch the limits of our ability to comprehend. And we have only been looking seriously for a few centuries. Who knows what else awaits discovery? Let your imagination wander through the possibilities. Somewhere out there might be phenomena we have not yet conceived, structures and processes that no earthly mind has guessed at. The universe is under no obligation to limit itself to what we can imagine. It simply does what physics allows, and physics allows a great deal. This is part of the joy of exploration. We never know what we will find. The next observation might reveal something ordinary, or it might overturn everything we thought we knew. The cosmos keeps surprising us, keeps pushing us to expand our ideas, keeps reminding us that reality is larger and stranger than any theory. And yet, for all its strangeness, the universe also follows patterns. It is not random chaos. It is orderly enough to understand, at least in part. The same laws of physics that operate here on Earth operate in the most distant galaxies we can see. The elements that make up our bodies are the same elements that make up stars and planets throughout the cosmos. There is a deep unity beneath the diversity, a common language written in mathematics and physical law. This unity is what makes science possible. If every part of the universe behaved differently, if there were no consistent rules, we could never hope to understand anything beyond our immediate experience. But because the universe is governed by universal laws, we can learn about distant places by studying nearby things. We can predict the behavior of galaxies billions of light years away, using the same equations we use to describe falling apples and orbiting planets. The universe is comprehensible. Not fully, not yet, perhaps not ever, but comprehensible enough to reward our curiosity with real understanding. This is a gift we often take for granted. It did not have to be this way. The universe could have been chaotic, or governed by laws too complex for any mind to grasp. Instead, it offers itself to investigation, revealing its secrets to those patient and clever enough to ask the right questions. You are a descendant of beings who have been asking questions about the universe for thousands of years. From the first humans who noticed patterns in the night sky, to the scientists today who probe the cosmic microwave background with satellite observatories, there is a continuous thread of curiosity connecting you to the past and the future. You are part of this tradition simply by wondering, simply by caring about what lies out there. Let yourself feel that connection. You are not alone in your curiosity. You are part of a community that spans cultures and centuries, a community united by the desire to understand. The questions you ask have been asked before, and they will be asked again. Each person who wonders adds their voice to a chorus that has been singing since humanity first looked up. As we near the end of our journey together, let us return to the beach where we began. The waves are still rolling in, their rhythm eternal and soothing. The sand is still beneath your feet, cool and soft. The sky above is still filled with stars, each one a sun, many of them hosting planets of their own. You have traveled far tonight, in mind if not in body. You have journeyed to the edge of the observable universe and contemplated what might lie beyond. You have considered the invisible matter that holds galaxies together and the mysterious energy that is pushing the universe apart. You have seen the cosmic web and understood your place within it. You have thought about time and light and the connections that bind all observers together. And now you are back here, in this moment, in this body, on this beach under the stars. Nothing has changed about the universe during our time together. The same photons are streaming through space. The same galaxies are spinning. The same expansion is carrying distant objects beyond our reach. But perhaps something has changed in you. Perhaps you feel a little more connected, a little more peaceful, a little more aware of the beauty surrounding you. The stars do not know you are looking at them. They shine regardless of whether anyone sees. But you are aware of them, aware of the light that has traveled so far to reach your eyes. That awareness is precious. It is a small flame of consciousness in a vast dark universe, and it matters. Carry this flame gently as you move through your life. Remember that you are part of something immense. Remember that your atoms were forged in stars. Remember that the same forces shaping galaxies are at work in your body right now. You are not separate from the cosmos. You are a piece of it, a particularly complex and wonderful piece that can feel wonder. When you face difficulties, remember the scale of things. Not to minimize your problems, but to put them in perspective. The universe has been here for billions of years and will continue for billions more. Your struggles are real and valid, but they are not the end of the story. Time passes. Situations change. The universe keeps unfolding, and you unfold with it. When you feel joy, let it be complete. The cosmos does not begrudge you happiness. It is not hoarding meaning somewhere else, leaving you with scraps. The meaning is here, in your experience, in your connections, in your ability to appreciate beauty. Wherever you find joy, that is where meaning lives. Do not wait for the universe to validate your happiness. It already has, by allowing you to exist. The night surrounds you now with its gentle darkness. Your eyes may be closed, but in your mind, you can still see the stars, still feel the vastness stretching out in every direction. Let the rhythm of your breathing carry you deeper into relaxation. Each exhale releasing a little more tension. Each inhale bringing fresh calm. We have spoken about the observable universe, about what we can see and what remains hidden. But there is another sense in which much of the universe is invisible to us, and it has nothing to do with the limits of light or the expansion of space. It has to do with time. Most of the history of the universe has already happened. By the time humans evolved, the cosmos was already 13.8 billion years old. We arrived late to the party, after the vast majority of cosmic events had already occurred. The formation of the first atoms, the ignition of the first stars, the assembly of the first galaxies, the birth and death of countless generations of stellar populations. All of this happened before any human eye existed to see it. We know about these events only because the universe keeps records. The light from ancient times is still traveling toward us, letting us reconstruct what happened. The elements in our bodies are a record of the stars that made them. The patterns in the cosmic microwave background are a record of conditions when the universe was young. By reading these records, we can piece together a history that no one witnessed directly. This is remarkable when you think about it. We can know things about the universe that happened billions of years before our species existed. We can describe conditions that prevailed when no planet like Earth had yet formed. We can understand events so remote in time that they might as well be myths, except that they are grounded in evidence and confirmed by observations. But we can only see snapshots. The universe we observe is a frozen moment in time, or rather, a series of frozen moments from different times, layered on top of each other like transparencies on a slide projector. The light from nearby objects shows us the recent past. The light from distant objects shows us the ancient past. We never see the present state of anything, except what is immediately around us. This means we are always looking at ghosts. The stars we see in the night sky are not the stars as they are now. They are the stars as they were years, decades, centuries, or millennia ago. Some of them may have already died, their light still traveling toward us like messages from beyond the grave. The distant galaxies we see through our telescopes are the ghosts of galaxies, as they were billions of years ago. What they look like now, we cannot know. In a sense, the night sky is a cemetery and a time capsule combined. It shows us where things were, but not necessarily where they are. It preserves the light of objects that may no longer exist. It is a record of the past masquerading as the present. When you look at a star, you are not seeing a current event. You are seeing ancient history playing out for you as if it were happening now. This does not diminish the beauty of the sky. If anything, it deepens it. Every point of light is a message from across time, a story about something that happened somewhere else in the cosmos. The night sky is a library of histories, freely available to anyone who looks up. You do not need a telescope or special training. You just need darkness, clear weather, and curiosity. Let yourself be surrounded by these ancient messages. They are showering down on you right now. Photons that have traveled for inconceivable distances to land on your retinas. Each one carries information about its source, information about the temperature, the composition, the motion of the object that emitted it. Your eyes gather these messages without you even trying, and your brain processes them into the experience of sight. Millions of years of evolution have shaped your eyes to detect light in a narrow band of the electromagnetic spectrum. This band happens to match the light most abundantly produced by our sun, which makes sense given that our ancestors evolved under that sun. But it means we are blind to most of the universe's light. The radio waves streaming from the center of the galaxy, the X-rays pouring out of black hole accretion disks, the gamma rays from the most violent explosions in existence. None of this reaches our awareness directly. Instruments have extended our vision. As we discussed earlier, we can now see in all these wavelengths and more. But there is something poignant about the narrowness of our natural perception. We evolved to survive in a very specific environment, and our senses are tuned to that environment. The universe reveals only a sliver of itself to our unaided eyes. We are like fish in a tank, able to see only what is in front of us, unaware of the room surrounding the tank. And yet, despite these limitations, we have learned so much. We have mapped the cosmos to the edge of the observable universe. We have counted the galaxies, measured the expansion, detected the faint echo of the Big Bang. We have built machines that can perceive what our bodies cannot. We have sent probes to other planets and received signals from the outer reaches of the solar system. We have done all this in a few centuries, a blink of an eye in cosmic terms. Imagine what we might accomplish in a few more centuries or a few more millennia. If we survive our current challenges and continue to grow in wisdom and capability, The universe will open itself to us in ways we cannot predict. Our descendants may look back on our current knowledge the way we look back on ancient astronomy, charming in its ambition, but limited in its reach. Or they may face challenges we cannot imagine, struggles that make our current problems seem trivial. The future is not guaranteed. The universe offers possibilities, not promises. What happens next depends on choices made by beings like you and me, and by our descendants, and by any other minds that arise in the cosmos. This is both humbling and empowering. We have a role to play in the story of the universe. Our choices matter, even if their effects are tiny compared to the scale of everything. A single candle is insignificant compared to the sun, but in a dark room, it makes all the difference. We are candles in the cosmic night, small but not meaningless. Let this thought settle into you as you rest. You are part of the story. Your life is a thread in the vast tapestry of existence. What you do with it is up to you. The universe does not dictate your choices. It simply provides the stage on which you act. The stage itself is extraordinary. A universe of billions of galaxies, trillions of stars, countless planets, perhaps infinite in extent. A universe that has been evolving for billions of years and will continue for trillions more. A universe that produces black holes and supernovae, cosmic webs and quantum fluctuations, life and mind and wonder. This is the theatre in which you play your part. Your part may seem small, and in some ways it is. You will never move a galaxy or ignite a star. You will never alter the expansion of space or change the fundamental constants. Your influence extends only a short distance in space and time. But within that distance, you can do a great deal. You can create or destroy. You can love or hate. You can add to the beauty of the cosmos or detract from it. The choice is always yours. The universe does not judge these choices. It simply incorporates them into its ongoing story. Every action you take becomes part of the structure of space-time, preserved forever in the block of existence. Good and bad alike are woven into the fabric. The universe is not a moral accountant, tallying debts and credits. It is just the universe containing everything that happens. This might seem bleak, the idea of a universe without moral judgment, but it can also be liberating. You are free to create meaning without waiting for cosmic approval. You are free to decide what matters to you and to pursue it without needing permission from the stars. The universe gives you existence. What you do with that existence is your gift back to the universe. Many people throughout history have found this freedom exhilarating. They have built civilizations, created art, explored unknown lands, pushed the boundaries of knowledge, loved deeply and fully. Others have found it terrifying, preferring the comfort of prescribed meanings and guaranteed outcomes. Both responses are human. Both are understandable. Wherever you fall on this spectrum, know that you are not alone. The questions you wrestle with have been wrestled with by countless minds before you. The feelings you feel have been felt by humans in every culture and every era. You are part of a species that has always looked up at the stars and wondered. That wondering is one of our defining characteristics. It is what makes us human. Let your breath slow even further now. Feel the weight of your body pressing gently into whatever surface supports you. Your muscles are relaxing. Your mind is quieting. Your awareness is softening at the edges. The universe continues its patient expansion around you, indifferent but not hostile, vast but not uncaring. The distinction between indifference and hostility is important. The universe does not care about you in the way a parent cares about a child. It does not watch over you, protect you, or guide your steps. It simply exists, following its laws, producing its phenomena, including you. But this lack of parental care is not the same as hostility. The universe is not against you. It is not trying to hurt you or make you fail. It is just doing what universes do. And what universes do is create opportunities. The same laws that produce black holes and supernovae also produce planets and life. The same processes that drive the expansion of space also allow stars to shine and civilizations to arise. The universe is a generator of possibilities, and among those possibilities are the experiences you are having right now. So in a sense, the universe is on your side, not as a conscious ally, but as the source and sustainer of your existence. Without the universe, you would not be here. Without the stars that died before the sun was born, you would have no heavy elements in your body. Without the cosmic web that guided the formation of galaxies, there would be no Milky Way, no solar system, no Earth. You owe your existence to everything that came before. This is a kind of cosmic gratitude, recognizing how much had to happen for you to be here. The odds against any particular person existing are astronomically large. The chain of events leading to you is so long and so contingent that the slightest difference anywhere along the way would have produced a different outcome. You are the result of billions of years of cosmic evolution, billions of years of stellar processes, billions of years of biological evolution. You are highly improbable, and yet here you are. Let that improbability be a source of wonder. You beat the odds simply by existing. Every moment of your life is a continuation of that unlikely story. The universe did not have to produce you, but it did. Make the most of that gift. The beach in your mind is quiet now. The waves roll in softly, barely audible, like distant whispers. The stars above are countless, each one a sun, many of them long since burned out, but their light still crossing the void to reach you. You are small and temporary and precious beyond measure. In the far distant future, the universe will be a very different place. We have touched on this earlier, but let us explore it more fully now, as a way of appreciating the present moment and its unique character. Today, we live in what astronomers sometimes call the stelliferous era, the age of stars. Stars are being born, living out their lives, and dying all across the observable universe. New generations of stars form from the debris of old ones, each generation enriched with heavier elements. The cosmic dance continues, with matter cycling through stellar furnaces again and again. But this era will not last forever. Star formation requires raw materials, primarily hydrogen gas, and this supply is finite. Over the next 100 trillion years, give or take, the remaining hydrogen will be used up. The last stars will be red dwarfs, tiny and cool, burning their fuel so slowly that they can last for trillions of years. But eventually, even they will exhaust their hydrogen and fade into cold, dead remnants. When the last star dies, the stelliferous era will end. The universe will enter a new phase, sometimes called the degenerate era, dominated by the corpses of dead stars. White dwarfs, neutron stars, and black holes will drift through an ever-expanding, ever-cooling cosmos. Galaxies, no longer lit by starlight, will become dark islands of dead matter. This sounds bleak, and in some ways it is. The vibrant, active universe we see today will be replaced by something cold and silent. But the timescales involved are so immense that they boggle comprehension. The stelliferous era will last 100 trillion years. That is about 7,000 times longer than the current age of the universe. We are living in the early morning of cosmic time, not the late evening. And even after the stars are gone, the universe will continue. The dead remnants will slowly evaporate, their matter dispersing over unimaginable timescales. Black holes, which might seem eternal, are actually not. They radiate energy very slowly through a process called Hawking radiation, named after the physicist who predicted it. Over timescales measured in Google years, numbers with 100 zeros, even the largest black holes will evaporate into nothing. Eventually, if the universe continues expanding forever, it will reach a state of maximum entropy. All the available energy will be spread out evenly, with no gradients or differences to drive any processes. No work can be done. No structures can form. This is sometimes called the heat death of the universe, although by that point, everything will be unimaginably cold rather than hot. This long-term fate is not something we need to worry about personally. It is so far in the future that it has no practical relevance to our lives. But contemplating it can be strangely peaceful. It reminds us that nothing is permanent, not even the universe as we know it. Everything changes. Everything passes. Even the stars are temporary, bright for a while and then gone. This impermanence is not a flaw. It is a feature. Without change, there could be no time. Without ending, there could be no stories. The fact that stars burn out is what makes them precious while they shine. The fact that our lives are finite is what makes them meaningful while we live them. You are here now, in this brief window of cosmic time, while the stars are still shining. This is a gift. 100 trillion years from now, there may be nothing left to see this beauty, but you can see it. You are one of the lucky ones, existing during the age of light. Let this awareness deepen your appreciation of the present moment. The stars you see tonight will not shine forever. The universe you inhabit will not always look like this. Right now, in this instant, the cosmos is alive with light and activity. Right now, you are part of that aliveness. Do not waste this opportunity on regret or fear. Be here. See what there is to see. Feel what there is to feel. The waves on the beach in your mind continue their gentle rhythm. In, out, like the breathing of the universe itself, an endless cycle of expansion and contraction, activity and rest. You are synchronized with this rhythm. You are part of the great pattern. As we move toward the conclusion of our journey, let us gather together the threads we have explored tonight. We began with a simple question. How much of the universe have we actually seen? The answer, we discovered, is both vast and humble. We have seen the observable universe, a sphere of space and time stretching 93 billion light-years across. Within this sphere, we have detected hundreds of billions of galaxies, each containing hundreds of billions of stars. We have seen the cosmic microwave background, the oldest light in existence, carrying an image of the universe when it was less than 400,000 years old. We have mapped the cosmic web, the vast network of filaments and voids that forms the skeleton of the large-scale universe. But we have also seen the limits of our view. The particle horizon marks the edge of the observable universe, beyond which light has not had time to reach us. The cosmic event horizon marks the edge of what we will ever be able to see, as accelerating expansion carries distant galaxies beyond our reach. Most of what exists, even within the observable universe, is invisible to us, hidden in the form of dark matter and dark energy. We have contemplated the possibility that the universe extends far beyond our view, perhaps infinitely. We have considered the idea that our observable bubble is just one patch in an endless expanse of space and time. We have wondered about what lies beyond the horizon, whether it is more of the same or something stranger than we can imagine. We have thought about our place in this immense cosmos, We are small, temporary, and limited in our perceptions. But we are also connected to everything, made of star stuff, governed by universal laws, capable of wonder and understanding. We are the universe observing itself, a local concentration of matter that has become conscious and started asking questions. We have considered the long-term future of the cosmos, the eventual end of the stelliferous era, the slow cooling and dispersal that awaits everything we know. We have found in this fate not despair, but perspective, an appreciation of the present moment and its precious, fleeting character. And through it all, we have returned again and again to the experience of being here now, in this body, on this planet, under these stars. The scientific facts we have explored are important, but they are not the whole story. The experience of wonder, the feeling of connection, the peace that comes from contemplating something larger than ourselves. These are just as real as any measurement or observation. You are part of something vast and ancient and ongoing. You are a brief but precious expression of the cosmos, a pattern that will dissolve, but a pattern that matters while it lasts. The atoms that compose you have been on journeys you cannot imagine, through stellar cores and supernova explosions, across billions of years and billions of light years. They are old travelers, and you are their current arrangement. When you look at the stars, you are looking at your origins. When you feel wonder, you are fulfilling one of the highest capacities of matter. When you love, you are continuing a tradition that stretches back to the first life on Earth, and perhaps to life elsewhere in the cosmos. You are not alone. You are woven into the fabric of existence, connected to everything that ever was and ever will be. Let this connection be a comfort as you drift towards sleep. The universe will hold you tonight. The same gravity that binds galaxies together will keep you safely on your bed. The same electromagnetic forces that power the stars will keep your heart beating and your neurons firing. You are always in the embrace of the cosmos, whether you notice it or not. The beach fades now, in your imagination. The waves grow softer, more distant, until they are barely perceptible. The stars above begin to blur slightly, not because they are disappearing, but because your eyes are closing. Your awareness is softening. Your mind is preparing for rest. You have traveled far tonight. You have journeyed to the edge of the observable universe and back. You have contemplated dark matter and dark energy, the cosmic web and the particle horizon, the expansion of space and the limits of light. These are heavy topics, but they do not need to weigh on you. They can float in your awareness like clouds, beautiful and impermanent. Sleep is a kind of letting go. You release your grip on the day, on your worries, on the need to think and plan and do. You surrender to the natural rhythm of your body, trusting that you will wake again, that the world will still be there, that the stars will still be shining. This trust is justified. The universe is reliable in its way. It follows its laws without deviation. You can count on it. Tonight, as you fall asleep, let the vastness of the cosmos be a blanket wrapped around you. Let the billions of years of cosmic history be a foundation beneath you, ancient and stable. Let the countless stars be lights in the darkness, reminders that there is always something to see, always something to wonder at, even in the deepest night. You are safe. You are held. You are part of something magnificent. The final image to carry with you is simple. A single point of light in an infinite darkness. That light is you. It is small compared to everything else, but it is real. It is here. It is shining. Shine for as long as you can. Wonder for as long as you can. Love for as long as you can. The universe has given you this gift of consciousness, this brief window to experience what it means to exist. Use it well. Appreciate what you can see and make peace with what you cannot. The mystery is part of the beauty. The night is quiet now. Your body is heavy and warm. Your thoughts are slowing, becoming dreamlike. The boundary between waking and sleeping is soft, easy to cross. You are drifting gently, peacefully, toward the shores of sleep. Do not have to solve all problems or understand all mysteries. You only have to live your life as fully and as kindly as you can while you have the chance. The universe will continue without you, and that is not a tragedy. It is simply the nature of things. The wave that forms in the ocean will eventually dissolve back into the water. The pattern persists for a while, then merges with the whole. Your pattern, this particular arrangement of atoms that is you, will persist for a while and then dissolve. But the atoms will continue, and the cosmos will continue, and perhaps new patterns will arise that are just as beautiful. In the meantime, you are here. You have consciousness. You can see stars and feel wonder and love other beings. These abilities are not nothing. They are almost everything. The entire universe, with all its vastness and complexity, would be nothing but dead matter and empty space without minds to perceive it. You give the cosmos meaning by existing, by noticing, by caring. The beach in your imagination is very quiet now. The waves have become so soft, they are almost inaudible, just a faint whisper of water against sand. The stars above are countless, stretching from horizon to horizon, filling the sky with ancient light. You feel the cool sand beneath you and the gentle breeze on your skin. Everything is peaceful. Your body is completely relaxed now. Your arms and legs are heavy, sinking into the surface beneath them. Your face is soft, your jaw unclenched, your forehead smooth. The tension that accumulated during the day has drained away, leaving only warmth and heaviness and peace. Your mind is quiet too. The thoughts that usually clamor for attention have settled down, like ripples fading from a pond. There is nothing you need to think about right now. There is nothing you need to do. You can simply rest, simply be, simply exist in this moment without grasping or pushing away. This is a good state. This is the state your body and mind naturally seek when given the chance. The universe supports this rest. It does not demand constant activity. It allows for stillness, for pause, for the gathering of strength before the next phase of motion. Rest is not laziness. It is part of the rhythm. As you drift closer to sleep, carry with you the knowledge that you have explored tonight. You are made of stardust. You are part of the cosmic web. You are a way for the universe to know itself. These are not metaphors. They are literal truths, grounded in the physics of how matter and energy behave. Carry also the feeling, the sense of connection, of belonging, of being at home in the cosmos. You were not born into a hostile void. You emerged from a universe that produces life and mind as naturally as it produces stars and galaxies. You belong here. This is your home, and carry the peace that comes from seeing your life in a larger context, from knowing that your struggles and triumphs are part of a story much bigger than yourself. The peace that comes from letting go of the need to control everything, from trusting that the universe will unfold as it unfolds. The peace that comes from simply being present, here, now, in this body, under these stars. Tomorrow you will wake. The sun will rise, as it has risen for billions of years. The world will present its challenges and its opportunities. You will engage with it as best you can, using the energy you have gathered during this rest. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you will remember the vastness you have contemplated tonight. It will color your day in subtle ways, giving you perspective, reminding you of what matters. But that is tomorrow. Right now, there is only this moment, this breath, this warm heaviness in your limbs, this softness behind your eyes. The stars continue their ancient burning. The galaxies continue their slow rotation. The universe continues its expansion into the endless night, and you continue your journey towards sleep. The sounds around you fade. The thoughts in your mind grow softer, more dreamlike, less distinct. The boundary between you and the cosmos becomes fuzzy, as if you are dissolving slightly into the larger whole. This is not frightening. It is restful. It is the letting go that allows deep sleep to come. You are safe. You are held by gravity, by the forces that have been operating since the beginning of time. You are protected by the atmosphere that wraps around the Earth, shielding you from the harshness of space. You are nourished by the star at the center of our solar system, the sun that has provided energy for billions of years. All of these cosmic structures are working on your behalf, not because they care, but because they create the conditions for beings like you to exist. Thank the universe silently, if you like. Thank the stars that forged your elements. Thank the planet that gave you a home. Thank the processes of evolution that produced your body and your mind. Thank the light that lets you see and the darkness that lets you rest. All of it is part of your story. All of it has contributed to this moment. And now, let it all go. Let the thoughts drift away like clouds. Let the images fade like sunset. Let the universe hold you as you fall into the deep, restful sleep you deserve. There is nothing more to do tonight. There is nothing more to understand. There is only rest, only peace, only the gentle surrender to the rhythms of your body. Sleep well. Dream of stars if you dream at all. And know that when you wake, the universe will still be there, vast and beautiful and waiting to be explored. Tonight was just one journey of many. There will be more questions to ask, more wonders to discover, more moments of awe and connection. But for now, rest. For now, let the darkness embrace you. For now, simply be. The infinite horizon stretches out in all directions, beyond what you can see, beyond what anyone can see. And somewhere in that infinity, on a small blue planet orbiting an ordinary star, you are falling asleep, at peace with the mystery, grateful for the light, ready for whatever comes next. Good night. The cosmos wraps around you like a gentle blanket. Each star above is a beacon, each galaxy a distant island of light in the vast ocean of space. You have learned tonight that this ocean extends far beyond what we can perceive, perhaps infinitely, certainly immensely. And within this ocean, you float peacefully, a tiny but precious speck of awareness. The observable universe contains more atoms than there are grains of sand on all the beaches of Earth. More stars than words spoken by all humans who have ever lived. More galaxies than heartbeats in a human lifetime. These numbers strain our ability to comprehend, but they need not overwhelm. They are simply measurements of abundance, evidence that the universe is generous beyond measure in its creation of matter and light. And within all this abundance, consciousness has arisen. We do not know how common it is. We do not know if minds like ours exist elsewhere in the cosmos, or if Earth is unique in hosting aware beings. The silence from the stars suggests we might be rare, though absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. Perhaps other minds are out there, separated from us by distances too great to bridge, wondering the same things we wonder, feeling the same awe we feel. Whether we are alone or accompanied in this universe, our experience remains precious. To be able to see color and hear music and feel the warmth of the sun. To think abstract thoughts and ask impossible questions. To love others and be loved in return. These capacities are extraordinary, products of billions of years of cosmic and biological evolution, gifts that no one asked for, but that arrived nonetheless. You did nothing to deserve being born. Existence was given to you without your consent. And yet, here you are, able to appreciate the gift, able to wonder at its source, able to feel grateful even though no one required gratitude. This generosity of the universe, this offering of experience without expectation, is perhaps its most remarkable feature. The light from distant stars asks nothing in return for reaching your eyes. The laws of physics operate without reward or punishment, simply doing what they do. The cosmos unfolds according to its nature, producing beauty and horror alike, utterly impartial to the judgments we place on its creations. And yet, within this impartiality, there is room for us. There is room for our hopes and dreams, our loves and fears, our struggles and triumphs. The universe is large enough to contain all contradictions. It holds both the violence of supernovae and the gentleness of starlight on water. It produces both the crushing gravity of black holes and the delicate chemistry of living cells. It spans timescales from the trillionths of a second that subatomic processes occupy to the trillions of years that cosmic evolution requires. All of this exists simultaneously, woven together in the fabric of space-time. Your life is one thread in this fabric, a short thread perhaps, compared to the age of the universe, a thin thread perhaps, compared to the vastness of the cosmos, but a real thread nonetheless, connected to all the others, part of the pattern. When you act, you change the fabric slightly. When you think, you add new information to the cosmos. When you feel, you create experiences that would not exist otherwise. This is not mysticism. This is physics. Every action you take involves the rearrangement of matter and energy. Every thought you think corresponds to physical processes in your brain. Every feeling you feel is correlated with specific patterns of neural activity. You are not separate from the physical universe. You are made of it, shaped by it, participating in it. And through your participation, you add something unique. No one else has ever had exactly your perspective, your combination of experiences, your particular way of seeing and understanding. Even if the universe is infinite and contains copies of you somewhere, they are not you. They are different threads in different parts of the fabric. You are the only you, here, now, reading these words. This uniqueness is worth cherishing. Not because you need to accomplish great things or leave a lasting mark, simply because unique existence has value in itself. A flower does not need to be preserved forever to be beautiful. A sunset does not need to repeat to be meaningful. The transience is part of the beauty. The impermanence is part of the meaning. Your life is transient and impermanent. This can be frightening when faced directly. But it can also be liberating. You do not have to be everything to everyone. You do not have to solve all problems or achieve all goals. You only have to be yourself, for the time you have, in the place where you are. That is enough. That is more than enough. The night deepens around you. The stars seem to grow brighter as your eyes adjust to the darkness. Each one is a sun, burning through nuclear fusion, converting hydrogen into helium and pouring light into the void. Some of these stars are young, still surrounded by the disks of gas and dust from which planets form. Others are old, swollen into red giants or collapsed into white dwarfs. Each has its own history, its own story, its own place in the cosmic web. You are connected to all of them. The carbon in your bones was forged in a star. The oxygen in your lungs was forged in a star. The iron in your blood was forged in a star. You are made of star stuff, as the famous astronomer said, and this is literally true. Without the deaths of massive stars billions of years ago, you would not exist. This connection spans space and time. You are linked to events that happened in distant galaxies before the sun was born. You are made of matter that has traveled across the cosmos, cycling through generation after generation of stars. The atoms in your body are old travelers, veterans of journeys you cannot imagine. Let this thought settle into you as you prepare for sleep. You are ancient, not your current form, but the matter that comprises it. You carry within you the history of the universe, written in the elements that form your cells. You are a brief arrangement of ancient stuff, a temporary pattern in an eternal flow. And when the pattern dissolves, the flow continues. The matter that made you will disperse and recombine, becoming part of other patterns, other forms, other stories. Perhaps some of your atoms will find their way into another living being. Perhaps some will drift through space for eons before joining a new star or planet. The journey does not end with you. It only takes a different shape. This continuity can be comforting, even as it challenges our usual sense of identity. We like to think of ourselves as bounded, separate, permanent, but we are actually porous, connected, temporary. We exchange matter with our environment constantly, breathing in atoms that were once part of other beings, exhaling atoms that will become part of others. The boundaries we perceive are more like eddies in a stream than walls around a fortress. Let go of the walls tonight. Let yourself dissolve slightly into the larger flow. You can reconstitute in the morning, gathering yourself back together for another day. But for now, for these few hours of rest, you can relax into the cosmic unity that is always present, always available, always welcoming. The universe does not reject any part of itself. It holds everything, accommodates everything, transforms everything in its endless dance of creation and destruction. You are held in this dance. You are part of this dance. You belong. Sleep now. Let the rhythm of your breathing carry you into dreams. Let the darkness behind your eyes become a canvas for whatever images your mind wishes to paint. Let go of the day. Let go of tomorrow. Let go of everything except this moment, this breath, this peace. The infinite horizon surrounds you, vast and unknowable, beautiful beyond words. You have explored it tonight, as much as any finite being can explore infinity. You have found your place within it, small but real, temporary but meaningful. You have felt the connection that binds all things together, the unity beneath the apparent diversity. Carry this feeling into sleep. Carry it into dreams. Carry it into tomorrow and all the days that follow. You are part of the cosmos, and the cosmos is part of you. This is the deepest truth, the final word, the peace that passes understanding. Good night, traveler. Rest well. And know that the stars will be there when you wake, still shining, still ancient, still yours to wonder at. The gentle darkness embraces you now. Your body has found its perfect position, supported and comfortable. Each muscle group has relaxed in turn, from your toes to the top of your head. There is nothing left to hold on to, nothing left to resist. Only surrender, only rest, only the deep peace that comes when effort ceases. The thoughts that filled your mind earlier have faded like embers cooling after a fire. They may flicker occasionally, brief sparks of memory or anticipation, but they have no power over you now. You can observe them without engaging, letting them drift past like leaves on a slow-moving river. They do not require your attention. Nothing requires your attention. You are free. In this freedom, the universe becomes more vivid, somehow. Without the chatter of daily concerns, you can sense the vastness more clearly. The stars seem closer, more real, more present. The darkness seems richer, more textured, more alive with possibility. You are tuning into a frequency that is always there but usually drowned out by noise. The cosmic frequency, the background hum of existence itself. This frequency is peaceful. It carries no urgency, no demand, no judgment. It simply is, has always been, will always be. It was here before you were born and will continue after you are gone. It flows through everything, connects everything, sustains everything. And tonight, you can hear it, feel it, rest in it. The ancient astronomers looked at the same stars you see and wondered the same wonders. They did not have our scientific knowledge, but they had the same capacity for awe. They felt the same humility before the immensity of the heavens. They asked the same questions about our place in the cosmos and what it all means. You are part of a tradition stretching back to the first humans who tilted their heads upward and marveled. This tradition will continue long after you. Future generations will ask the same questions, perhaps with better tools, perhaps with deeper understanding. But the fundamental wonder will remain. The universe is too vast, too strange, too beautiful for wonder ever to be exhausted. There will always be more to discover, more to contemplate, more to appreciate. You are a link in this chain of wonder. You received it from those who came before, and you will pass it on to those who come after. Perhaps not through direct teaching, but simply by being part of a species that wonders, that questions, that refuses to take existence for granted. Your wonder adds to the collective wonder of humanity. Your questions join the chorus of questions that define what it means to be human. This is a kind of immortality, different from personal survival, but real nonetheless. The wondering continues, and you have been part of it. The questions continue, and you have asked some of them. The tradition continues, and you have contributed to it. When you are gone, the chain will not be broken. Others will take up the wondering where you left off. Let this thought bring you comfort as sleep approaches. You are not ending tonight. You are resting. And while you rest, the universe continues its patient unfolding, preparing new wonders for you to discover tomorrow, or next year, or whenever you are ready to look up again. The observable universe stretches out in all directions, 93 billion light-years across. This is the context in which your life takes place. This is the stage on which your small but precious story unfolds. What we do know is magnificent. What we have seen is breathtaking. The future holds discoveries we cannot anticipate, answers to questions we have not yet thought to ask. For now, though, rest. The exploration can wait until tomorrow. The universe will keep its secrets a little longer, unveiling them when the time is right. You have done enough for one day, contemplated enough, wondered enough. Now it is time to let the conscious mind sleep while the deeper processes do their work, consolidating memories, restoring energy, preparing you for another day of living in this beautiful, mysterious, infinite cosmos. May your sleep be deep and restful. May your dreams be peaceful, filled with distant stars and gentle darkness. May you wake refreshed, ready to see the universe with new eyes. And may you carry with you always the knowledge that you belong here, in this cosmos, in this moment, exactly as you are. The infinite horizon folds around you like a prayer, like a blessing. Sleep now, rest now, peace now, always.